saw is West Side Story. What I saw is just a ride. What I saw is West Side Story.
Good morning, folks. It is 4:21 a.m. We're getting ready to head out for some spring gobbler. It's going to be a rainy morning. We're headed to West Virginia. We're hoping to get into some longbeards, baby. We're going to get a little wet, but that's okay. It's going to be fun. So, stick around. Let's see what happens. Okay, folks. It is 5:20 a.m. We are headed to wild and wonderful West Virginia, baby. Spring Gobbler season 2020. So pumped. I love it. It's just getting started for me. This is the first year I've hunted West Virginia. I've been hunting it the past week. This will actually be the fourth trip out to West Virginia. I'm hunting public land. Plenty of turkeys. I've had some action. I've heard gobbling every day I've gone out so far, but just haven't been able to get any close-up action. So I'm going to see if we can get something going today. A few of those days there were quite a few hunters out, so that kind of limited the options. But hoping that maybe there won't be anybody out this morning. It's supposed to be raining pretty good by the time I get there. It's not raining here in Pennsylvania right now, but according to the forecast, it's going to be raining up through like 9 or 10 a.m. So I'm ready to get wet. I'm ready to get wild and wonderful, and I'm ready to drop a big old West Virginia longbeard, baby. So stay tuned. We're going to see if we can get into some action today, and hopefully get some footage of it. So, all right, let's get it done. Raining pretty good. We are just a couple miles from our spot here. The rain just started coming down about 10-15 minutes ago. So we're definitely going to be getting wet. It's almost 6 a.m. Okay, we just got to our spot. It's 6 a.m. It's raining pretty good, but there's nobody here. There was nobody parked here, which I was excited about. I haven't had a chance to park in this particular spot and hunt it first thing in the morning. The few times that I've been to this land, there's been people parked here, and for good reason. There's plenty of gobblers back here and some great land to hunt. So I'm excited. There's nobody here. We're going to get geared up and we're going to head in. I think it's supposed to rain most of the morning, so well, we're going to get a little wet, but that's all right, because I've killed plenty of gobblers in the rain. So let's see if we can do it today, baby. All right, yeah. Okay, so we hiked back. We had a little bit of a rough start. So there's a creek that I gotta cross. It's a decent sized creek. It's usually pretty low, but because of the rain today, and there was some rain a couple days ago, the creek was a little bit higher than normal, and I completely swamped my boots. The water came rushing in, so I got wet feet to start the morning. Luckily, it's not too cold out. It's in the low 50s. So the water was cold at first, but it's warmed up. And I got rubber boots on, so my feet are just swashing around. I'm gonna have to dump them out. But I'm back in the area I wanted to get to. I haven't heard anything yet. It's raining pretty good, but I'm gonna wait and see if a gobbler goes off on his own first before I do any calling. So it's getting light out, so I'm hoping to hear some gobbling soon. I know there's birds in this area, if they haven't been shot up and pushed out.
it's raining pretty good today. The thing with when it rains, I've had some really good action with turkey hunting in the rain. I've killed some really nice gobblers in the rain. Usually the rain keeps other hunters out of the woods. Those kind of fair weather hunters don't really venture out. And sometimes it seems like when it's raining, the bird's a little more sluggish to gobble first thing in the morning. And they also tend to fly down a little later. That's just something I noticed. Hey guys, check this out. This is an old boat. Just chilling in the middle of the woods. This thing has been here forever. Look at this thing. Looks like an old tri-hull fiberglass boat. You can see the fiberglass has been breaking down for some time. I've seen a lot of interesting things in my adventures in the woods, and this is probably a first. This thing's buried. Half of it's buried. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So we just found this boat in the woods. It's probably been here quite some time. This property, I noticed, has a couple old barns on it, so obviously the state purchased this at some point, or maybe it was donated, I'm not really sure. So this has probably been here a really long time. So it reminds me of another interesting find I had in the woods. I find that, you always find different things when you're out hunting or scouting or hiking, and probably one of the most interesting things I ever found. I found this giant brawl. Yeah, you heard that right, a brawl, right? Hanging in a tree out in the middle of the woods. It was near a creek, I remember. It was in southwest PA. And I don't know what the backstory on that was, but I'm sure it was a good one. It was a giant brawl, like double D or double E or something like that. I don't know, but seeing this boat reminds me sometimes of all the different things I find in my adventures. So you never know what you're going to run into. Okay, so it's after 7 o'clock. We've been here a little over an hour, and I've not heard any turkeys at all. I haven't heard any gobbles. I haven't heard any hens. The rain, it started to come down a little heavier, then it lightened up. It's almost not raining at all right now. So I'm just walking up this trail, and I think I'm going to try some calling once I get up here a little further. I'm just trying to get away from this creek because it's kind of loud. I want to be able to hear really well when I do this call. So I'm going to walk up here another 10 yards and throw out a call, see what we get. All right, I'm just going to sneak up on this field. Hopefully I don't get busted. Okay, I just heard a gobble straight in front of me. He wasn't really that far. He's not on this side. He's on the other side of that trail in those woods, it sounds like, but that's a good sign. So I'm gonna do some calling and see if we can lure him over here. I don't think I'm going to move at this point. Just try to figure out where he's at and what he wants to do before I make a move. I'm just going to turn a little bit here. Yeah, he just gobbled again. don't know if he's still in the tree. Sounds like a couple of them gobbling. You know what? I think I'm gonna make a move. This might be stupid, but I think I'm gonna get on that trail. Because I'm either hearing one or two birds over there. And I think they're on the other side of the trail. Okay. Let's do it. Let's make a move. Okay, guys, so I'm back on the trail. So I was sitting up by the barn, and a gobbler went off. He actually went off up on this side of the valley. He gobbled like maybe 3 times. He wasn't too far away either. And so I started to mosey on down. I wanted to try to get to this side of the valley and maybe get up there. But as I was coming out, there was 2 guys walking down the trail. They didn't even hear him. So I talked to them. It was an older gentleman and his son-in-law, Tom and Trevor. Nice guys. But we talked for a little bit, and they're actually headed up back towards the barn where I was. And I'm gonna see if maybe I can get this bird to gobble. I don't know where he's at. He hasn't gobbled in the last 20 minutes. I mean, he could have very well saw those guys walking down the trail. I don't know. But I might try to get him to gobble. I might hike up here. If not, I might hike back to the truck, drink some coffee, loop around to the other side of this valley, and maybe work my way up from there. So that's the game plan at this point, so we'll see. It's not too bad climbing up this. Just don't want to take the wrong step. One of the nice things about turkey hunting, or really any sort of hunting, any hunting that requires you to hike around, is you get a good workout too. Really good proprioceptive challenges. So we're almost to the top here. So you can see they timbered this out. They did select cut. Left some big trees, but there's a lot of treetops down. That gobbler I heard was over that way. I don't know where he's at. I haven't heard him gobble in a while. So I thought I would just kind of work my way up in here and do a little calling. See if we can get something going. So that gobbler I heard was somewhere up here. God only knows where he's at. Those guys I ran into are back there by that barn that I was sitting next to. Just heard a gobbler behind me. Okay, so that's a different bird. He just responded to me, and he was pretty sure over that way. I think I'm gonna head in that direction. But he just responded to my cutting. Nice, all right. So I know those guys are by that barn. I don't know if they heard that gobble. They may have. I'm pretty sure that gobbler's right over there. There's a couple hidden fields near there. So I think I'm going to get down on the trail, skirt around and come up, see if I can call them down to me. Okay, so we were way up on that ridge, and you know, we obviously did a couple calls up there, didn't hear anything, but the last call I did up there, a bird responds back on this side where I originally was, but he's a lot further down the trail that I hiked in and up in those woods or the fields up there. So he responded to my call, and I was, you know, I don't know, 300-400 yards away. And so that's a good sign. If you can get a bird to gobble at you that far away, you might be able to set up on them. So I'm hiking down the trail, and then I'm going to cut up onto this ridge behind the camera, see if I can get that bird to go off again, and maybe get some action. So stay tuned. Okay, it's a little after 9. I haven't heard anything else. I've been sitting here a while. I did a little bit of calling. I did 2 sets of calls, and nothing responded. So I only heard that gobbler once when I was on the other side of the valley. I hauled ass over here, and I got set up in a fairly good area that I thought would be in the vicinity, and but nothing. Haven't heard them at all. I tried a little bit of cutting. I tried some purring, yelping, and I wasn't doing a lot of aggressive calling. Just a little bit. I did 2 sets of calls, really, in the past 45 minutes or an hour. So I'm gonna hike back to the truck unless I hear another gobbler, but I haven't heard this bird again, so we'll come up with a game plan from there.
Alrighty, I am back at the truck, warming up, drinking some coffee. It is 9:30, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do at this point. So I'm just kind of gathering myself, taking a little ride, and might see if I see anything. I want to see if there's any other hunters parked out here, and I might hit another spot here, or I might actually drive to a completely different plot of land that's probably 30-40 minutes from here. So I'm not completely sure, but we still have plenty of time, so I will keep you posted. Okay, so we moved to a new spot. We drove around a little bit, did some calling at a couple spots, and I was studying the map, and there's a spot over here that I just parked at. I was hoping nobody would be here, and there isn't anybody. So I haven't been back here yet, but there's a huge piece of public land. It goes really deep. Looks like it's all wooded, and it looks like I can get back there pretty far. And so I'm going to just kind of run and gun along this trail. There's a trail goes in. It gets really steep up in here, so maybe it's a type of spot a lot of people don't like to hike back in. That's what I'm hoping. I did see 2 trucks here on Sunday, but I didn't see anyone else here any of the other times I've driven by. So it might be more of an overlooked spot. So it's 10 o'clock, mid-morning. We could only hunt till 1 p.m. in West Virginia. So we're just going to run and gun and try to find an active bird. And go from there. So stick with us. We're hoping to get some action. Okay, I think I'm gonna bring some fresh coffee into the woods. Gotta love it. I got my Yeti mug. I love this Yeti mug. So I'm gonna bring this coffee with me. It's camo, so I could just set it down in the woods and them turkeys won't even see it, right? So anyways,
One of my favorite things to do when I'm hunting is to come back to the truck and drink some coffee. There's nothing like being out in the woods, especially if it's cold, and you know, coming back, taking a break, grabbing some fresh hot Java. I love it. I love it. Check this out. This is really cool. Look at that little guy. That's awesome. These are beautiful woods here. You can see how steep that is. It just drops right down to the road. But these are just beautiful woods. So I'm gonna get up here and throw out a call, see if we can get a response. All right, nothing yet. This goes quite a ways, so I'm just gonna take my time. We got a few hours. I'm just gonna see where this trail goes exactly and just slowly run and gun. So I guess I'm not running and gunning, I'm slowly walking and gunning. So anyways, let's see if we can stir something up back here and get a good idea of what this land is back here. This might be a good spot to come to first thing in the morning later this week. Okay, well, it is just about noon. We didn't hear anything at all up there. We saw that one turkey from a distance, don't know what it was. I actually heard a hen on the way out. I don't think it was a hunter because this is the only place to park and there's nobody else here. So yeah, this is day 3, West Virginia public land. Opening day was just over a week ago. And these West Virginia spring gobblers are proving to be a little bit tough. But I love it. I love exploring new property. I love public land. It's challenging. And I'm hoping to get a West Virginia spring gobbler this year. Like I said, this is my first year hunting West Virginia. So we got plenty of time. Pennsylvania season opens this Saturday, so I'll be hunting there. But we'll be back. I continue to explore, find new areas that could be worthwhile, so we'll be back for sure. So thanks for sticking with me, and hopefully we get some action soon. So talk to you soon.
You're right, just alright, just alright. Well, so it's just right. Well, so it's just right. Well, so it's just right. So it's West Side Story. Well, that's so it's just alright. Well, so it's just alright. Well, so it's just alright.